I'm Katie Bourne and I am the Police and Crime Commissioner for Sussex. About 7 months into my term of office, I was approached to start a youth commission, and for me that was a fantastic opportunity that I didn't want to waste. Most people think of young people as being perpetrators of crime, but actually they're more likely to be victims of crime, which is why it is so important that their voice is heard in policing.
The Sussex Youth Commission are a group of 28 young people all trying to help their local areas within East Sussex. We're doing this by the Big Conversation, which is going out to 2,000 young people, all to ask their views on issues in their local community.
I want you to look at this.
I joined Police Commission because I thought I'd like to help my town, which is Eastbourne. I chose to campaign about drugs and alcohol abuse. I did this because I'm from a small town, and that often leads to a lot of people turning to drugs and alcohol abuse purely out of boredom. We've released a survey and got a lot of feedback back from that. To solve the problems of drug and alcohol abuse, we've gone into schools and colleges and spoken to them. We've also reviewed the feedback and analysed the data given by the forms. This showed us that people thought there wasn't enough policing on the streets. What we're doing is trying to tackle the problems at the root of the cause. This is to go into places where people are most likely to be affected by drug and alcohol abuse.
We've been working on the relationship with police. It's had the highest turnout of responses.
Unfortunately, most responses have actually been quite negative and critical of the way the police have dealt with young people in the past.
I got involved with the Youth Commission because my past wasn't very good and my interaction with the police wasn't very good. It was very oh, okay, I know your brother's been in trouble with the police, so you're automatically an offender, you're automatically bad.
For the past couple of years I've worked with Sussex Pathways inside HMP Lewis, so I've had direct connections to the people who are sort of coming out the other end of the police system. One of the biggest problems that we did also come across is the fact that the police seem to be a law unto themselves, which is something that led into the solutions that we've talked about, and the two biggest ones were training the police to be friendlier towards young people and interacting in a constructive way rather than assuming everything's going to become confrontational. Part of the way you might make it less redundant is if you let... Another problem that came up was the issue of police accountability, and the solution that we came up with for that is body-worn video cameras to ensure young people feel they could be taken seriously if they make a complaint against the police.
I know from personal experience when it happened to me and I was handcuffed, I was left with marks and stuff, it was my word against theirs basically, and I felt that because I was a young person they didn't believe me as much, and it was really upsetting to know that I weren't getting anywhere with it.
I joined the Sussex Youth Commission primarily because I'm a law student and I wanted to gain a further understanding of the legal aspect of Sussex. There are 5 strands to what the Sussex Youth Commission was. The strand that I chose was the one based on abuse, which ranges from domestic violence to sexual abuse to assault.
And I think better training comes with that because
The reason I chose this was because when people think of policing, they think of a penalising body rather than a support network. And I really want to enforce the fact that the police is a body that will support people in these situations.
One of the responses said that they saw the police as scary and intimidating.
Really?
It's not someone, if they feel like that, then they wouldn't go to the police about this sort of situation.
Me and Chiz chose offending and re-offending because I wanted to see how the police worked with the youth after they've offended and what's been put in place to rehabilitate them and help them after they've offended to put them back into the community.
We went to a school in Wadhurst called Uplands, and we also visited a prison and went to a care home.
Which prison did you go to?
It was Lewis Prison.
Lewis Prison.
Some of the things they came out with, the biggest thing they said was boredom, alienation, the fact that they were unaware of consequences, and if they knew the consequences of their actions, they wouldn't have been pushed towards it.
I chose the subject bullying for the Youth Commission because I've been bullied at my old schools and I hope to raise awareness of it.
The place at the moment, as you're aware, is the no bullying zone, like 0 tolerance on bullying, so that already there's an awareness there, people are aware not to bully.
The issues that we've raised so far is quite obvious that people do get bullied day to day, and that not really enough is being done about it. That's definitely what's coming through at the moment.
But 21% of our statistics...
We know we can't banish bullying as a whole, but we at least want some support from the authorities because we know that children are getting bullied all around and some people are just too afraid to admit it.
I get to set the strategy for policing across the whole of Sussex. And for me, this was a great opportunity to ensure that young people's voices are part of that strategy. The findings that are coming back from my Youth Commission members have been real eye-openers for me, and I'm looking forward to actually taking that back to the police and to other organisations so that we can all benefit from this and learn.